It's War Machine, not to be confused with War Machine from Marvel.
Correct. All right. During the final stage of U.S. Army Ranger selection, an elite team's training exercise turns into a fight for survival against an unimaginable threat. War Machine 2026 is a Netflix sci fi action thriller where Army Ranger recruits in final training must fight for survival against a massive alien killing machine. Starring Alan Ritchson, the film follows a grieving soldier leading his unit against this relentless technological threat, blending military training exercises with chaotic, high stakes science fiction survival.
This isn't a mission, it's a transformation. This is a transformation. So, Act 1 opens the promise. He didn't just fail the mission, he failed in the moment. We don't open on heroism, we open on almost saving your brother, almost saving your friends. We got dust, we got gunfire, we got chaos. 81 is dragging his brother across the battlefield. Every step, a negotiation with gravity and grief. The safety perimeter is right there, close enough to taste, and then he collapsed. Not dramatically, not heroically, just human. The moment haunts the entire movie like a ghost that refuses to leave the room. Then we cut to training. Now he's candidate 81, not a name, not a person, just a number carved out of guilt. He's bigger, faster, stronger than everyone else. He's the kind of guy who makes the obstacle course seems like warm-ups. But leadership, he dodges it because leadership means accountability. It means responsibility. And responsibility means that moment when he lost everything can happen again. How do you, all right, JP, like opening this film, like what were your thoughts about it? Like when
the they opened with a little bit of humor, but they were just setting us up. This brotherly love between him and his brother that they open the film with is heartwarming, but I feel like something bad is about to happen.
Yeah.
They're in a war zone. He's an army mechanic coming to fix his brother's mismanagement of the engine, just using stop leak instead of actually properly maintaining the engine. So we get introduced right there, and then bam, they're in the thick of it. They get attacked, and man, with what he is experiencing, seeing all of those people that they were just laughing, joking, and in an instant, like blown up body parts, dismembered, and he goes to his brother right before it happens. His brother is reminding him about this promise that they made to each other to do the army, to do the Marine training, and they finally right after they affirm that promise that made to each other, this terrible tragedy happens, and his brother survives the initial attack, but he's then tasked with, after he couldn't save anybody else, nobody else survived. He's trying to get his brother back to safety, and he's having to carry him. They're in the desert. So there's this, it's this juxtaposition because, yes, you want to save your brother's life. You're literally wounded yourself. You have the weight, the physical weight of your brother, but you also have the emotional weight of trying to bring him to safety so you can fulfill that promise. And to find out that he falls short, he collapses right outside of where he could have gotten his brother help, and his brother was still alive, and because he didn't make it inside the gate, his brother died. So that was a tough opening, but it set the stage for this movie. Now let me say this real quickly. I didn't look at any previews. I didn't look at a synopsis of this movie. I thought this was a war movie when I first went into it. So the beginning of it had me hooked because, it's like a war epic, and so that made a whole lot of sense. And then seeing how all of this tragedy changed him when he does get to the Marine training, then, it makes sense. But then the movie takes a turn into sci-fi that I wasn't even expecting.
Yeah.
And I love sci-fi. So, hey, that was a pleasant surprise for me.
Yeah, man. Then comes the final test, the Death March, a 24-hour evaluation. No live ammo, no real danger, supposedly, just a simulation mission to destroy a downed aircraft. This is what they thought. This act is about illusion. He thinks he's training to become a ranger, but really he's positioning himself to become something else entirely. And we move on to Act 2, the encounter. The moment the simulation stops pretending, the squad finds it. Not wreckage, not debris, something else, something wrong. Smooth, metallic, silent. It doesn't belong in the forest. It doesn't even belong on Earth. But they don't know that yet. They treat this like a test objective. Plant the charges and run the drill. And then it wakes up. No roaring, no warning, just movement. Cold, mechanical, precise. This isn't a monster that hunts for sport. It's a machine that calculates outcomes. The outcome is extinction. One by one, the squad gets erased. Not in a heroic slow motion, but in a quick, brutal efficiency. And everyone becomes scared, on guard. And the safety net is gone. The realization hits like a hammer. Man, so when they this big like tank thing, it looks like a big tank or whatever, and they in the woods, all right, we're gonna blow it. And then first thing that came to my mind is like Kevin Hart when he was talking about the guy who threw the rock at the ostrich, and he was like, and the ostrich put his foot down. He's like, "Why would you throw a rock at it? Like, we don't even know what it is." Like, that what came to my mind, bro. Why are you trying to blow this thing? You don't even know what it is. Like, you just out there just doing anything, man. And that thing woke up and it started tearing them up, man. And I was just like, oh my God, this is the worst.
To a hammer, everything is a nail.
Yeah.
So they assumed, they made a poor judgment that this was the experimental aircraft that they were supposed to destroy. And even though their better judgment was like, well, based on these calculations, it's in the wrong positions, can't be the right thing, they decided to go ahead and hit it with the C4 anyway. And that was the beginning of the end.
The communication goes dark. Commands disappear, structures collapse, and the guy who refuses to lead is now the only one who can. Not because he wants to, because there's no one else still breathing. It's like, this is where the movie locks in, man. So this is my thing, right? Number 7, I think it's number 7. Basically the only black guy on the squad ends up cracking his leg and ends up being dragged through the whole film. I'm like, bro, like the only, and you know me, we, pro-black type of person. Like, why? Like, it could have been nobody else that fulfilled the crack. But I came to understand why that was. Like they had a chance to explain. He knew his brother, such and such, and that became his moment to redeem himself, for the main character to redeem himself and do what he failed at doing before, which I thought was a pretty nice little twist. But
and then the thing is, 7, who was the character you referred to, he was actually on the command track. Okay, so when they brought them in and started doing the this process of elimination. And it's Ranger. I said Marine earlier, so forgive me. It is U.S. Ranger. So when they were doing that process of elimination, 7 identified himself as somebody who was on the leadership track. When they asked 81, did he want to be on the leadership track? He said, I would rather not. Now, fast forward, because of how doggedly committed he is to achieving this, he almost kills himself in the pool.
Yeah.
And the leaders wanted to boot him. They wanted to kick him out.
Yeah.
So how we end up in this position is because in the very final death march that you referring to, even though Seven was on the leadership track, they made him second in charge. They said, so you're going to be second in charge. 81 has got to lead.
Yeah.
And so they forced him, even before they find the war machine, they forced him into leadership to prove himself. So essentially, he finds himself in the same situation that he did when his brother got killed.
Yeah.
Because now he's having to lead and be responsible while all these people are getting killed. So that was crazy. And I hate that Seven ended up, being just essentially drugged the whole movie. That sucks.
Yeah.
But they were planting seeds because he tried to reach out to him before they even gotten all this mess.
Yeah.
And 81 is so, he's so, essentially, he's just like, he's drowning in grief, essentially.
Yeah.
So you can't reach him, you can't communicate with him. He doesn't want to connect to nobody. He won't even eat lunch with them. He don't know none of them.
Yeah.
And that's why they forced him into that leadership position, because you're going to be an Army Ranger. How the heck are you going to be on one of the most elite military squads and you won't even sit down and eat lunch with your guys? I mean, that doesn't make any sense. It's like antithetical to that type of work, because those people have to work absolutely as a unit in every possible way.
Yeah.
So he didn't even realize he's working against his own goal.
Yeah. Yeah. Aha. The machine adapts, it tracks the heat, it learns the movements, it closes its distance. For the first time, 81 is not running failure, he's running straight at it. And this brings us to Act 3, the rebirth. The lesson wasn't about strength, it was about understanding the system. There's a line that echoes back to Act 1, something small, something personal. Energy has to go somewhere. It's neither created nor destroyed, it has to go somewhere.
Yes.
It's not just science, it's memory, it's grief, it's unfinished business. 81 realizes something that no one else had figured out at the time. The machine isn't invincible, it's overheating. Power comes at a cost, so he builds a trap. Not with weapons, with environment. He lures it into a quarry, a graveyard of stone and pressure, bulldozers, gravel, industrial teeth. This isn't a fight, it's an equation. He clogs its vents, forces the heat inward, turns its own power into a ticking time bomb. And when it finally detonates, it doesn't feel like victory. It feels like survival, barely winning. Then comes the quietest, most important moment of the film. He carries Seven across the finish line. The same finish line he couldn't reach before. Different body, same weight. This time, he doesn't fail.
And what's amazing about it is that I was going to say the amazing thing about it is they don't reveal until he gets across that finish line that he had a connection to his brother that whole time.
Yeah.
And he asked this question, why didn't you tell me? And Seven told him, I mean, you essentially, he was saying, you didn't want to hear it.
Yeah.
I tried.
Yeah.
You had your guard up, so I couldn't make that connection. And that was true. What were you going to say?
No. I love how they, because it's not like you thinking this whole time, like, man, how's he going to get out of this big beast is chasing him? Like what's going to happen? Mm-hmm. It's essentially a David and Goliath story. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, how's he going to do that? But it goes back to like his brother, helping his brother with his machinery, understanding that. And the vents, using that as a way to kind of blow up the machine and its weak points, finding its weak points. I think it was very clever, man. Like in that instance, like using something outside of yourself to defeat something bigger was really appealing to me. But yeah, I thought that was really cool. The final twist. The world expands. Back at the base, you expect relief, a debrief, a closure. Instead, you get escalation. Dennis Quaid's character, Sheridan, drops the truth like a stone in the still water. That machine is just one of thousands. This wasn't an accident, it's an opening move. 81 doesn't get to rest. He doesn't get to process what happened. He doesn't get promoted because the world doesn't need soldiers right now. It needs someone who can lead. The movie ends the same way it began, a man carrying something heavy. The difference is now the weight is an entire world on his shoulders. What do you think about the ending?
I like the ending because it makes sense that it's not the only one. And now that I think about it, it's actually possible that they were encountering more than one of the alien machines, but they only encountered one at a time. And the reason I say that is because it seems as if, like, when they got to that one depot they were supposed to get to, and it had already been destroyed. My thing is, they've got one chasing them, so there's got to be more, because how is this whole depot that they're just getting to already destroyed? It made a lot of sense that this was essentially like an invasion. And so the story continues. I hope that they take us and give us the next, segment of this story, because, alien invasion movies are great. This is one of my favorite types of movies. So
Right.
I would love to see how they go, and I love that he was able to achieve his Ranger badge because he was able to get over that finish line.
Yeah, man.
And let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Was the War Machine the alien robot, or was the War Machine 81?
Oh. I would say both. All right. Not yet. I'm sorry. I was not yet. I would say both, man. I would say that the War Machine is both 81 and the actual machine. Two war machines going at each other. You know what I'm saying? I think it's some symbolism there. Some double entendre, I guess it is. So yeah, I think it's both. So yeah,
I would definitely agree. I would say that before we get introduced to the actual alien threat in this movie, that 81 is absolutely a war machine. There was not anything that they were going to put in front of him that he wasn't going to conquer. Right. And I feel like his first failure, his first battle that he lost was when he encountered the actual alien war machine. And he still was able to prevail by the end of the movie. So, yeah. I mean, I think that it's both, most definitely. But man, that 81, he's determined.
Yeah, for sure. I got a question outside of this movie, man. Do you think that he would make a good Batman? Because it's been circling that people was suggesting that Alan Ritchson become Batman. What do you think? What do you think about that?
Most definitely. Yeah. Most definitely. He could play a Batman. And I mean, I'll go beyond that. He could play a Superman.
Yeah.
He could fit both of those roles, but I think that he does more like his body of work is more gritty, that type of character. So definitely that fits Batman. Yeah. Most definitely.
And he has superhero origins because he was Aquaman in Smallville when he was younger. Well, I don't know if a lot of people remember that, but
Wow.
Alan Richardson was
That's a deep dive right there. Deep cut. I
yeah,
forgot about that.
he was Aquaman.
He sure
So
was.
yeah,
That's when he
so
was young.
yep,
That's
yep,
before he got huge.
uh-huh.
Alan Ritchson, that dude is huge.
Yeah, he's pretty jacked, man. He's jacked. Uh, Another
And I
fun
say that
fact.
because no, go
Go,
ahead.
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that because a lot of the people don't realize movie and TV magic makes you think things are real that aren't real. A lot of the people that play a lot of these roles, you think they're big guys, and they're actually not big guys. They are
Mhm.
just made to look big, and in real life, they're like normal size or short.
Yeah,
Uh, Alan Ritchson is actually a big guy for real in real life.
yeah.
When he was hugging his brother at the beginning of the movie, I was like, "Dang, he make his brother look small."
right, right, man. Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
sorry, but go ahead, go ahead.
No, that another fun fact is that scene where he was underwater walking with the weights
Mhm.
for almost 2 minutes. He actually did that himself, which is pretty cool.
Oh, okay.
Um, so yeah, he got the stuff, man. Um, so yeah, what would you rate this film?
I would say it's a good. I'm gonna give it a. Ooh, I'm gonna give it an 8. I really enjoyed it.
Yep, I'm at an A2. I'm at A2.
Good,
If you
good.
if you watch this film, let us know what you think about it. Um, there's rumor of a sequel, so um, you know how tough it is to do a sequel. It's really tough. Um,
Successful.
yeah, to be successful. So uh, we're gonna see how it goes, man. I got high hopes for it though. It has a lot of room to grow. So
And
yeah,
I'm
man.
gonna make a suggestion when you're watching movies because this has really benefited me. Go into movies without any prior knowledge, without having seen anything. I think that you can enjoy the movie better that way.
For sure, for sure.
I don't
All
know
right.
what you think about that.
Oh yeah, man. I agree. I've learned it doing this podcast. I've learned that going there, open minded, um, and you won't be disappointed. You can actually watch the story for what it is, and
Absolutely.
then walk away without being scarred.
Yeah,
You know.
disappointed. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, man. That was good.